Hey everybody, it's Sneaky Narcotic, back at it again with another YouTube video. Today I have some more RAVNICA Allegiance visual spoilers for you. I'm very excited to show you guys, but first let me please ask that you guys would like, comment, and subscribe down below. It helps me out a lot, and it helps me put out this content for you guys, and lets me know that you want to see more content on topics such as this. So let's get into the into the spoilers today. We almost have a full page. We left off here at Ministrant of Obligation, and then here are the cards that have shown up today. So here's a very interesting card to me. Archway Angel. Archway Angel is a 5 generic 1 white for a creature angel, and it's an uncommon. It has flying. It comes down as a 3/4, and it has when Archway Angel enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each gate you control. The flavor text says, "A ray of hope breaks through the shroud of rain." Lovely. I love the art on it, and it looks very good. I like that they're slowly but surely adding a gate themed deck. And for those that don't know, Guildmage MTG. All these gates are referring to the land type gate, which would be a guild gate. The different clans of Ravnica and their guild gates. So what I like about this is that you don't necessarily have to be playing all guild gates, but if you are, this is super powerful. Like, first off, it wouldn't come down on turn 7 if that's all you're playing is guild gate. It wouldn't come down on turn 6 if that's all you're playing is guild gates. It would come down on turn 7 because guild gates come in tapped. So that is one thing to look at, but when you do bring it out on turn 7, you will have 7 guild gates, maybe, or 6 guild gates, and that will gain you 2 life for each gate you control. Not each gate with a different name or anything like that, and that's what's really good about this card, because on turn 7 when you bring it out, that could be 14 life, which is more than half your starting life total in Standard, or it could be 12. And that's still more than half of your life total, and that's off of one creature. If you're able to play more than one Archway Angel, if you're able to play an Archway Angel into an Archway Angel, well, you're up to more than half of your life total with a 2/3/4 flying. You're up to more than your life total, with 2/3/4 flying angels. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I will be trying to brew with this and a couple other cards. Gate Colossus. There was another one, Gate Gargoyle, I want to say, from RAVNICA, Guilds of RAVNICA, GRN. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. Stay tuned for that video. That is a video I will be making. So here is another card, and I'm going to look up on my phone real quick. The name that Scryfall has for this is the name that Scryfall has for this particular card, and I don't know how trusty Scryfall is because I use MagicSpoiler.com. And Mythic Spoilers sometimes. The name that they used for this particular black and red instant, Rakdos instant, is Party in the Streets, Demon in the Sheets. I was joking around with my buddy Zach today, also known as Blackout. He was talking about I was talking to him about the spoilers because I got to check out the spoilers before he did today, and I was like, yeah, they came up with a card called Partying the Streets and Freaking the Sheets, and I was like, I don't know if that's a real card because it doesn't sound like a real card. It's a little too on the nose for Wizards, and I was like, read it again. And I was like, oh, you're right. It says Demon in the Sheets. Gotcha. So, Party in the Streets is the left side. It is hybrid mana ×2 of black or red. It's an instant. It is a rare, and it says target creature gets +3/-3 until end of turn. I don't really know how I feel about that as a player, because the -3 could kill your creature straight up. With it being on at instant speed and not assuring that your creature will stay alive, you would have to have a creature with more than 4. You would have to have 4 toughness on a creature, and that's hard to get by nowadays. I'm trying to think of that creature I was looking at yesterday that I wouldn't mind seeing this on. Where is it? It was a green creature, I'm almost certain. But there's a creature that says... It's a creature that says, when this creature attacks, it gives... Yes, when Gruul so this would be cool on this one if Gruul Beastmaster had 4 toughness. And it's not going to, even with the whole idea of Riot giving it a +1/+1. But it would be able to give this creature +3, -3, but giving another creature as well a +3. And that would be interesting, but sadly it can't happen unless you have Beastmaster up to 4 somehow, which I guess you can if you're, running, maybe like a... I don't even know. I guess you would have to be running a Immortal Sun for you to really do that, because there's not a lot of just straight up anthem effects like Immortal Sun has. But yeah, you would have to have something like that, so that way you know for a fact your creature wouldn't die, or maybe play an instant in which I only know of them in white that makes sure that your creature doesn't die. But yeah, so that's basically what that is. Let's go back to our actual page. The second part of it is Demon in the Sheets. And that says destroy target non-basic land. And then it deals 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker, and that's very good because there's going to be some cool planeswalkers this time around. Now that we have, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be the 6th set out, I want to say. So 6 sets worth of planeswalkers. So yeah, that's pretty good that it also hits planeswalkers. It is a 4 generic, 1 black, 1 red. I believe it's still an instant. Yeah, it looks like it's still an instant on here. Being able to destroy target non-basic land, a lot of people are going to be playing shock lands and check lands, and I mean that even deals with a guild gate, because this isn't a basic land. A basic land would be an island, forest, mountain, swamp, or plains. So that's not basic land. Let's go into the next card. Let me back out of this real quick. The next card is Immolation Shaman. A Viashino Shaman creature type. That's interesting. It's a one generic, 1 red. Let's zoom in just a little bit more so maybe you guys can see it better and move over a little bit. Whenever an opponent, it's a creature, it comes down for 1/3, and it's a rare Viashino Shaman, which is pretty cool. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land that isn't a mana ability, Immolation Shaman deals 1 damage to that player. That's pretty good. Like, that happens a lot. That could be a riot trigger. That could be artifact, creature, land. artifacts do that all the time, but I'm trying to think off the top of my head. All I can think of is mana rocks and artifacts at the moment. It is an activated ability, and again, I'm not a judge, I'm a player, but an activated ability is like what Immolation Shaman has next. 3 generic, 1 red, 1 red, alright, 2 red, 3 generic, 2 red. Immolation Shaman gets +3/+3 and gains Menace until end of turn. That's an activated ability, and whenever it wouldn't trigger itself. That's the thing to know here. A lot of people might think that to begin with. The flavor text before I get too far says hello kindling. Let me see. Activated ability. Yeah, so this would be an activated ability right here. Going down Syndicate Guildmage, paying mana and tapping. Paying mana off of a creature is an activated ability, and also tapping a creature is an activated ability on a creature. And neither one of these are mana. They don't add mana. There will be a card later that I can show you its activated ability is to add us mana. And that's pretty cool. I like that card. But that's in the future. Hold on just a minute. You guys stick around and see it. I don't think this is going to be called a Salamander Drake. I think that's just the creature type on this. When they have it in this Japanese, Chinese-looking lettering, they always put the creature type as their name until it gets translated better. But they did, I guess, as MagicSpoilers.com wants us to go ahead and get the creature type, see all about it. So it's a 1 mana costing creature. It's an uncommon. It comes down as a 1/1 with flying. That's pretty good. A 1/1 with flying, you know. Then it says pay 7 generic 1 blue, adapt 4. Put 4+1/+1 counters on it if it hasn't adapted already. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. That makes this card at least interesting enough. I wouldn't be too hard to say that this wouldn't be in mono blue tempo of some sort or a flyers deck, because even with 1 favorable wins, let me show you that card because this is going to be very important. With the whole Afterlife bringing these 1/1 flying spirits, favorable wins is going to become a bonkers card, at least until it gets cycled out, which will happen after the set, I want to say. But favorable wins giving all your flying creatures +1/+1. For this to come down as a 2/2 with flying and then be able to become a 6/6 with flying, for the potential of just paying 1 extra blue. Because, I mean, blue itself is all about instant sorceries, except for blue at the moment. But yeah, that's basically what we're looking at with this little Salamander Drake. And I think it's interesting. It's a Salamander Drake. It's a lizard Drake, I guess. It's just pretty cool to me. Still going with that Simic theme. Here's another Guildmage. Cult Guildmage. It's a 1 black, 1 red creature, human, shaman, uncommon. It comes down as a 2/2. It has 2 activated abilities. 3 generic, pay 3 generic, 1 black mana, and tap it. Target player discards a card, activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. So not an instant speed, which makes it less of a card in my opinion. You're already paying a hefty cost for basically... I'm trying to think of that card. There was a card in Guilds of Ravnica that I kind of did this. They told them to discard a card, and then mill the top card off the top of their library, and then you gain a life. I can't remember that card, but it was 1 black mana, and so this is a lot less for a lot more. And then you have 1 red generic tap Cult Guildmage deals tap it. Cult Guildmage deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker, and you can play that at instant speed. So I do like that. Again, hitting planeswalkers and players, so you can deal that last little bit of damage, especially in a Rakdos burn, which is kind of Punisher burn. That's what I'm thinking about, Punisher burn, which is what Rakdos is in standard right now, is a Punisher burn build. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and blow this one up so that way you guys can see it better. Warrant and Warden is the next card. So Warrant, and this is another split card. Warrant is an instant, a rare instant for 2 hybrid mana of white and blue. Put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. That's pretty good. I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was a card that used to do this for 1 generic, 1 blue. I just can't think of it. I don't know, guys. I'm having a channel block today. I started my new job today, so I'm sorry I'm having such a channel block. Warden, on the other hand, 3 generic, 1 white, 1 blue. It's a sorcery. Create a 4/4 white and blue Sphinx creature token with flying and vigilance. So that's pretty cool. In fact, to bring up an old card from the last spoiler video, let us go all the way back here. The Azorius 2-color and 2-color card, yes, the Sphinx of New Prop, was a 4/3 that came down for 4 mana, 2 white, 2 blue. So for them to give us a 4/4, and it was flying and vigilance just like this, 4/4 white and blue Sphinx creature, for 5, I think that's still about the same as the Sphinx of New Prop. It's not, what would you call it? It's not awe-inspiring, I guess, is what I'm looking for. But it still does good. I wish it was at instant speed. That's the only issue I have there. It could have even been a 4/3 at instant speed, and it still would have been good to me. So let's see, what's the next card here? Yes, Cynic Guildmage, another Guildmage. And in fact, this is probably my favorite Guildmage from RNA. Cynic Guildmage, 1 white, 1 blue. It's a creature, human wizard, so again, a wizard tribal looking good. Maybe even a Jeskai tribal. It's an uncommon. You pay 1 white mana and tap it, you gain 2 life. You pay 1 blue mana and tap it, draw a card, then discard a card, so the ability that people call looting. And it's a 2/2. I like it because of that ability to just gain you life. Even if you use this as a blocker, you could still just gain that 2 life and block the creature, so you would net life from that exchange. I like that. I like that a lot. And plus, like, even if you're just allowing 2 life to get taken away from you every turn, it's still good. Even if you... Here's another even if. Even if you have 4 of these out, that's consistently gaining you 8 life a turn. You pay 4 mana, of course, 4 white mana, specific color mana, but it's still gaining you 8 life a turn if you get your full playset out. So I like that too. Let's blow this one up so you guys can see it. Let's take out Warden. Thrash and Threat. So Thrash and Threat is another split card. The Thrash side of the split says 2 hybrid mana of red and green. It's an instant, it's a rare. Target creature you control deals combat equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. That is important. That is very, 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 very important. A lot of planeswalkers come down for 3, 4, or 5. If you're playing Gruul, it looks like you're going to have creatures with 3, 4, or 5 consistently. So for you to be able to, at instant speed, not even at sorcery speed, at instant speed, kill their planeswalker that they just brought down before they even trigger an ability, unless you're playing Arena for some freaking reason. Arena hasn't fixed that. You could kill their planeswalker. This reminds me... Ravenous Bite. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a card called Ravenous Bite. Bite, MTG, yes. Ravenous Bite did the same thing. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. It was a 1 generic, 1 green. It was granted a common, and it was at sorcery speed. Now they've turned Ravenous Bite into Thrash, and then given it another side. So let's get to the other side. Threat. 2 generic, 1 red, 1 green. For sorcery, it's still rare. Create a 4/4 red and green beast creature token with Tremble. See, here's the other thing, right? Like I said, a lot of creatures, a lot of planeswalkers, and even a lot of creatures come down for 3, 4, or 5 toughness or loyalty counters. Well, here's a creature that you could, you could deal. If you had another Thrash, here's a threat. You play your threat on your first turn, and then you thrash the planeswalker the next turn, and there you go. You got a 4/4 red and green beast creature token with trample to trample over a creature to get to that planeswalker, and still be able to thrash a planeswalker if you have 2 of these in hand. So I like it. It's very Gruul-esque, and I like the way Gruul is looking almost as much as like how Simic's looking. Here's the next card, Benthic Biomancer, 1 blue. It's a creature, Merfolk Wizard Mutant. Oh, so many creature types in one. I love Simic-esque cards like this. So it's a Merfolk Wizard Mutant. And it is a rare. It has an ability of an adapt for 1. You pay 1 generic, 1 blue, and you can adapt it. It becomes from a 1/1 to a 2/2 because it'll get 1+1/+1 counter. Whatever. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Benthic Biomancer, draw a card, then discard a card. And the flavor text says, "I am my life's work." The only thing I don't like about Benthic Biomancer is that it makes you discard a card. That's just not what I'm wanting to do. And like, here's the thing though, right? You could say that may be something you want to do in a Golgari, excuse me, let me get my colors right. A Sultai theme where it's blue, green, and black. There's a card that was in an earlier video that allows you to tap that creature, and you can adapt a creature as if it hasn't been adapted before. There's multiple different cards that just put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, and you can just use that to fill up your graveyard with creatures to get off some more. What was Golgari's theme again? It was Undergrowth. Speaking of Golgari, this next card, Awaken the Erstwhile. It's weird that they would print a Golgari-esque theme in a set that Golgari wasn't even a thought. So, Awaken the Erstwhile. 3 generic, 2 black. It's a sorcery, it's a rare. Each player discards all the cards in their hand, then creates that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. In preparation for the conflict, all foresaw the Golgari called upon. In preparation for the conflict, all foresaw the Golgari called upon an army that had slept for millennia beneath the city. Again, guys, I'm sorry. I just worked an 8-hour shift, so I'm trying to get my mind back into Magic the Gathering. But yes, so as you can see, it even is called a Golgari card in here with the whole flavor text and everything. I would love to put this in and go check it out. I made it back on Halloween of 2018, and I know that's asking a lot to go search my channel for it, but I made a pretty cool zombie and skeleton build around Dread Baron. This might not be what it was called. No, please don't look, guys. Yes, this one. The Death Baron. Yes. Skeleton creatures you control and other zombies creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Death Touch. So those 2/2 zombie tokens become worthwhile. The next card is worth its mythic. It's an Angel of Grace, 3 generic, 2 white, creature Angel, mythic rare, and it has Flash, it has flying, it comes down as a 5/4. And this is where it starts to get crazy and wordy. When Angel of Grace enters the battlefield, until end of turn, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. And then you can, if Angel of Grace is in your graveyard, you can pay 4 generic mana plus 2 whites for a total of 6 mana. To exile Angel of Grace from your graveyard, your life total becomes 10. That's pretty good, dude. It saves you from death once, and then it brings you back from the brink the second time. So, I like it. It does really well, in my opinion, with what it is. For instance, here's an idea. You can play Angel of Grace and then save yourself. Open link in new tab. I know I keep going to yesterday's spoilers, but I just thought about this. There was, oh no, it might be from today's spoilers. Okay, let me just skip to it if it is from today's spoilers, because I can't help but talk about it. Where is it? Where the heck is it? Oh, come on, dude. I saw it. I swear I saw it, guys. I swear I saw it with a passion. There it is! Kaya's Wrath. Destroy all creatures. You gain life equal to the number of creatures you control that were destroyed this way. So, you could get your Angel of Grace out there, save your sorry self, okay? And then the next turn, just wrath the board. And then after that, the next turn after that, exile Angel of Grace. There you go. There's a great way to just piss off an opponent because you board wipe, so they have to rebuild. But also, they lost all their progress and thought they had the win. So there you go. Angel of Grace, everybody. Angel of Grace. Here's another not English speaking card. Let us go and read it. Dragonet do Vendaval. I do not know what that means, but it is a 4 generic 1 blue creature, probably dragon, if I had to guess what Dragonet meant. Either that or Wyvern, which I don't think is a creature type, but I mean, it kind of looks like a Wyvern. Anyways, or a Drake. So it's a 3/3 for 5 with flying, but it does say, it gives you a half anthem here for your flying creatures you control, get +1/+0. Other than, of course, this card. I don't like it. It's too costly. It might do well in a favorable winds deck, maybe a mono blue favorable winds deck, but I just don't like it having pseudo anthem like that. Not pseudo anthem, half anthem. Let me use proper terms here. Half anthem. I just nah. Don't buy 4 cards. Then again, it's in the common. What am I expecting from an uncommon? Here's another split card. They're loving these splits today. The first side of the split is a revival, and it is 2 hybrid manas of white and black. It is a sorcery on this side, and it is a rare. Return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that's pretty good. That gets you a lot of cards. That gives you really good advantage, in my opinion, for a lot. Almost no mana. Yeah, but anyways, let's get to the revenge part before I really go in depth with this card. Revenge does 4 generic mana and 1 white, 1 black sorcery. It's still rare. Double your life total. Target opponent loses half their life. Rounded up. Love everything about this card, guys. Buy 4 freaking copies because I love this card. It reminds me. The revival part reminds me a lot of Rise from the Grave, MTG. It's a card that I play in my Steal Your Stuff version 1 deck. And basically, let's go back to this. Make sure I'm not reading it wrong. Turn target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from... Okay, so at least it doesn't go bonkers and says from any graveyard. put target creature card from a graveyard, which is what this card does, and onto the battlefield under your control. Well, this card for 3 less mana, you can play this in a mono black, so we won't even consider the idea of putting white in it. Sorry if you guys can hear that. It sounds like the trash people are finally picking up a trash. But its only caveat is to mana 3 or less creatures, in which Orzhov kind of has some support for that. If you look at where is any afterlifing creatures? Let's go to 3. Because I'm pretty sure. Well, you're letting me down here, buddy. Yeah, you're letting me down. Okay, let's go to this one. I'm almost certain that it's on this one. Yeah, Ministrant of Obligation is a 3 cost. And so you could have your Afterlife ability take place the next turn, play Revival, and then bring it back, and then have another Afterlife, and then find another Revival, bring it back, have another Afterlife, and after a while you're just sitting here with all these 1/1 flying spirits, and there's still that card that gives these either spirits or tokens with flying. I can't really remember, but it was an Orzhov color, so it's about these Afterlife tokens. Give them lifelink. So I do enjoy the idea of Revival. Revenge is even better. It reminds me of a card from Dominaria, I want to say. Torgar. MTG, guys. MTG. Torgar. It was a 8 cost, but it had a way to bring that cost down by sacrificing creatures, and then you could put target player's life total to half. Well, if half it starting. This doesn't even give you the whole idea of half it starting. So I love it. And then it gives you more life yourself. So if hopefully you're not below 10. Let's say you're at 10 or above. That would mean you go back up to 20 or above. And so I like this whole revenge. And white's not hard at gaining life. And it shouldn't be too hard to get a revenge or a revival in a game. So I like it. The only thing, if I could complain, let's say I have to make a complaint, is that both of these are at sorcery speed. I'd love for at least Revival to be at instant speed, if not Revenge as well, but hey, we can't always be bonkers. So, let us go to the next card. Azorius Skyguard, 4 generic, 1 white, 1 blue, creature, human, knight, uncommon. It has flying, it has first strike, which I like, and creatures your opponent controls gets -1, -0. It's 3/3 for 6. The flavor text on it reads, these new Thopters are all well and good, but 4 eyes are better than none. Okay. Anyways, I don't like paying 6 mana for a 3/3 in any shape, form, or fashion. Granted, here's the 3 extra mana you're paying for a 3/3. One of the mana is flying, one of the mana is first strike, and then the other mana is a stupid ability that could make or break. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about creatures your opponent's control gets -1, -0. It shuts out a token build, maybe, but not really a normal build. Like, even Benthic Biomancer would eventually become a 1/2. So, like, things like that. It just doesn't seem too much. I mean, it's an uncommon. I shouldn't complain about it having uncommon type tendencies. Arrestor's Admonition, 2 generic, 1 blue, instant. Uncommon. Common. It's instant common. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Addendum. If you cast this spell during your main phase, draw a card. Ooh. That's interesting. It's an uncommon, so I'm saying ooh and making y'all think it's better than it actually is. I apologize. But this card reminds me a lot of Blink of an Eye. Blink of an Eye, it's 4 mana to do almost the same thing. The only difference is that you're paying 3 mana to bounce a creature, where blink of an eye could bounce anything that was a permanent, and still draw you that mana, or it could not draw you that mana, draw you a card, or it could not draw you that card. Your choice. Whereas this will draw you the card, but you can't put it on a permanent, and it has to be a creature. So I like it in some tempo. That's what I like it in. It keeps you drawing cards, and I love card advantage like that of drawing cards. Here's a rare for you guys: Etheral Absolution. 4 generic, 1 white, 1 black enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Hey, an Anthem effect. Ooh. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. Ooh. I like it already. And then it even does more than that. 2 generic, 1 white, 1 black. Exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. If it was a creature card, you create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. The flavor text reads, time to let the dead be dead. Kaya to Tessa. So here's it reminds me of a card, and I think I already pulled it out. Mortal Sun. So when I think of an Anthem effect and having more than just an Anthem effect, I think of Immortal Sun. So Immortal Sun gave you that +1/+1. It was also 6, so you could even, granted, it was legendary, so you couldn't stack it like you can with, let me bounce out of these pages, like you can with Etheral Absolution. You can play more than one Etheral Absolution. That's even great. That's really great. It's not a legendary enchantment, so you could have where your creatures are +2/+2 and their creatures are -2/-2. That's really good. Oh my gee. That's really good, because then your 1/1 white and black spirits were 3/3 flyers, and their creatures, let's say, for instance, if you're playing against, here's another one, Benthic Biomancer. I'm just going to crap on this card today, if you guys don't mind. Even with its adapt already triggered, it's a 2/2, so it would die instantly. So you are definitely shutting out lower weenie decks, token decks, that sort of thing. Even in the mirror match, if you get yours out first, it shuts off their afterlife creatures, because they're 1/1 white and black spirit creatures, unless you're playing Expert Favorable Winds. Even then, that shuts out the Favorable Winds effect. So it gives you a greater advantage. It basically should say, give your creatures +2/+2. Excuse me. Give your creatures +2/+2 is what it basically should say. Here is a newer card I didn't get to see, so this is the first time of me seeing it. Espiritu de los Chapiteles. Vuela las otras creature que controlas con la habilidad de volar obtienen +0/+01. Or +1. So let's actually read this card in English. 3 generic, 1 white creature. Espiritu means spirit. Which is interesting. A white spirit card. Other creatures you control with flying get +0/+1, and it is a 2/4 flyer itself. So that's pretty good. That puts a bud on your creatures. I love when you put a bud on your creatures. This would go great in the Afterlife deck. I'm loving, God, I'm just loving everything about RNA except for blue and white. Even then, I'm liking some blue and white, just not all blue and white, like I said with Senate Guildmage and everything. I'm liking it. I wish it was more, but like these Afterlife creature tokens, say for instance, Ministrant of Obligation. Let's just keep that card out there, okay? You play Spirit of the Chapels, I want to say is what this is, with my very limited Spanish knowledge and background. You play this turn 4. You played Ministrant of Obligations turn 3. Well, Ministrant of Obligations died over the turn that you were waiting to play Spirit of the Chapel, and now you have 1/2s Even then, it gives Ministrant of Obligation a 2/2. With Afterlife of 2. Yeah, I like it. It stacks. It could end up giving, if you had more than one out, +2 or +0 +2 +0 +3 +0 +4, and you just got these big butt flying creatures with more than one flying effect. But that's the other thing. You can get more than one flying effect. And it just makes these tokens, it makes Afterlife better. I like these Afterlife cards already, and then now it makes them better. So, yeah, guys, I hate to ramble on like that. I apologize, but this is the end of the video. If you guys would, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would mean a ton to me. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Sneaky Narcotic, signing off.